We are
Good
live.
evening and welcome to the Sunday Sun live broadcast about the 52nd annual NAACP Image Awards. I am your host, Andrea Lawful Sanders, and my co-host, Moni Jones, is with us right now. We started a little bit.
Everybody.
Good afternoon, good evening. We started a little bit behind schedule because we had some technical difficulties and we have to get going, right? And so, listen, this is our 52nd annual awards series. Yes, last year, 2020, we had the 51st. The Philadelphia Sunday Sun, who sent myself and Nehemiah out to California to give you a play-by-play around what was going on there. And we met all kinds of fabulous stars. Angela Bassett, Rihanna, Michael B. Jordan, fine as fine can be. And we got to look at all the red carpet wear and, you know, all the people from, Lord, what is the show? There's so many of them. Blackish, just all of them were there. And so tonight we're going to give you a preview of what is coming forth. There are people who won awards before tonight. The live show starts at 8 o'clock. Moni and I are going to give you some of the past winners in the last week. We were interviewing and talking to some of the past winners. And so we're going to start now with one of your favorite gospel groups. Go ahead, Moni.
Okay.
And the winner for Outstanding Gospel Christian Album is The Return, the Clark Sisters, Carew, Motown. Congratulations.
Wow! We must first give honor to God, because without the gift that He gave us, we wouldn't be able to be a blessing to you. What an honor it is to receive this prestigious NAACP award. Thank you to Mr. Derek Johnson and staff for celebrating the Black community.
And we want to thank all of our supporters for loving us down through the years. We could not have done this without all of you. We want to thank our amazing team, Bishop J. Drew Sheard, our executive producer, J. Drew II, the Carew Entertainment family, Motown Gospel, our assistants, Nikki and Dante, and for everyone who participated to make this possible.
And lastly, we would like to honor and thank our mother, the late Dr. Maddie Moss Clark, for instilling in us hard work, dedication, and commitment to God. She will forever be in our hearts. Thank you again, NAACP Image Award, for this incredible honor that we will cherish forever. Thank you.
We love you. We love you all.
So what do you think?
It was awesome. You know, Mother, I always say, when it comes to gospel, the Clark sisters are the Beyonce of gospel. So who else were they going to give it to, you know?
Well, and not only that, when they did the whole movie about the Clark sisters, that's how I first learned about their mother and all the role that she played in all of this. I'm just glad they thanked Jesus before they thanked anybody else. Because they look fabulous. They've lost some weight. They lost a little poundage over the years.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, you know, I just want to say, women are beautiful, big, small, or whatever. But
that's right. But listen, come on now. Let's just about it and be about it. Okay, we got a little touch of beaties, a little touch of sugar, little hypertension, and you know we love our collard greens and hog maws and things. And so while we're doing all of that, as we get older, as the Clark sisters have said, as they got older, it was more difficult to maintain that. And so I applaud them. They were fine when they were bigger or smaller, but I applaud them for working on their health, because we're losing too many of our good people, right? And so whatever they can do. So congratulations to the Clark sisters. What's coming up next, darling?
Yep. Okay, coming up next. But one more thing about the Clark sisters.
Yes, go ahead.
Biopic. This has just been 2020 was the year.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Okay,
yes,
so comedy. You know.
So wait, before you go to comedy, can we talk about the 5 hours of interviewing stars last week? Talk about some of the fineness that was on the screen. Who do you want to talk about first? Who did we see that made you fall over?
Blair Underwood. He never ages. Shout out to his wife, but that's a good-looking man. Never ages.
He is, but he says he's been in the business for 35 years. You don't think he had a little nip and tuck somewhere? There is no melanin that stands that strongly for 35 years. He looked fine. He was fine.
I'm gonna tell you the Hollywood secret.
What?
Because not only does he look fine, Will Smith looks fine, and LL Cool J. And what do they all have in common? What? A black wife they've been married to for a long time. Bam!
Bam, honey.
The Hollywood
I love it.
Single, they look like they've been single.
Yes, that's true. And Denzel Washington too. But
that's Denzel, yeah.
Absolutely right. Let me tell you, I completely lost it. So there was an award given to the group that started Versus. So that's Swiss Beats and Timberland, right? And
right.
They're saying how when COVID hit, they were trying to figure out how to get people because they couldn't go to concerts anymore. And they started the Versus. And so they won an award for the role that they play in creating Versus and bringing it to us, right? Right. Timberland got on the street and I said, Father God, I stretch. That is a fine man. Timberland's been around since I was I'm knee high to a puppy right about now. He's been around for a long time. And to just watch him talk about how far they've come and what they've been doing made my day. But those were some of the good interviews that we had backstage last week. And those interviews were embargoed. We'll be able to, from the Sunday Sun, push them up in the next day or so. I also got to interview Marseille Martin from Blackish and spoke to, it was good. It was really, really good. So you've not experienced the NAACP awards from the back door, from the red carpet. It is something to see. I'm telling you. And it's the day, it is. And it's the day when we honor our people, right? Big and small, and just give us our just desserts in ways that other award shows just don't. Okay? So what are we going to win next?
You know, I could talk about that Timberland Versus thing because they just sold it, and some folks are like, they sold it to a big company, so it's no longer.
Did they really?
Yeah. I'm like,
why? Did they say why?
I don't know why.
Yeah, because one of the reporters asked if they were if Beyonce was going to do a Versus, remember? And they were looking to see, they couldn't figure out who could do a Versus with Beyonce. Somebody said Patti LaBelle. Who?
Rihanna?
No. They would do a Versus together. No. All right, well, let's move on. So what do we have next?
Comedy. This is a good segue because we're laughing. Okay.
All right, let's go.
All righty. I'm still tripping that we were not putting Rihanna in the same category as Beyonce, but that's a whole other conversation. Best comedy. You know, Black people have been doing it in comedy all the time, but 2020 is the year. So let's see who took home Best Comedy Series.
And the winner for Outstanding Comedy Series is Insecure, HBO.
If you're watching this and Insecure just won Best Comedy Series, and I am hyped. Thank you so much, NAACP Awards, on behalf of our fearless leader, showrunner, Princess Penny, our incredibly talented writers who lend their stories to the show, our extremely talented cast and crew. Shout out to Melina Matsukis, our EP and director extraordinaire who set the look of the show, and our incredible DP, Ava, who lights Black people beautifully, to our incredible producers, Denise and Jim Cleaver-Wise. I just want to thank you guys so much for including us in your homes this trying, terrible past year. It has been hard, but you did not stop arguing about these characters, judging them, embracing them, loving them, and it is truly an honor to grace your TV screens. I gotta thank HBO for believing in this show from jump, and to Jonathan at 3Rs and UTA and Vanessa at NPR Group. I cannot wait to bring you guys season 5, God willing, this year. Thank you, NAACP, for this honor. We are so grateful.
So let me ask you this. Have you watched Insecure? Have you ever watched Insecure?
I sure have.
And?
I like it because it's kind of racy. Like back in the day, it was very rare that you saw Black folks in love scenes, whether it's, casual love scenes or long time married love scenes, And I just thought it was good that, it's okay for Black folks to be kind of nude on TV as long as it's part of the storyline and not just for the sake of.
Right.
And I think it really helped humanize Blacks people, because we're always feel this pressure to be perfect because we have so many stereotypes against us that we feel like every time we get a major platform, we have to be these perfect beings. But we're not perfect beings. We're just like anyone else. We have awesome strengths and we have some weaknesses and we have some things that we know is not right, but we just want to dibble and dabble in the sin because sin's so good. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Now, I didn't get to watch Insecure because I am a typical Jamaican with like 7 jobs going on, right? But what I would notice on social media was everybody was fussing at the Issa Rae character about, you know, she was scandalous and this one was messing with this one's man and that one's messing with, and I was like, this is crazy. But what I also love about Issa Rae is that she started out as a blogger and was putting up her stuff on YouTube. Now, I knew her as a blogger. I didn't know she was doing the pieces on YouTube, but then HBO found her and it became Insecure, right? So what's the message for people who are thinking that their little stuff is not going to work?
Well, first you have to follow your passion because they say once you follow your passion, you'll never work again. And put out exceptional work, even if you think no one is watching. Like I was a fan of her series before, you know, she blew up and became Issa Rae. It was just so well scripted. It was funny. I laughed. And, you know, some awkward situations that take place in the workplace between different races and different genders, you know, it was just hilarious because we all been there and we could relate. And she just did an excellent job. And it was just anyone would have been a fool not to pick her up and take her under their wing. And, you know, so big up to Issa Rae.
Yes. If you are just joining us, I am Andrea Lawful Sanders and my co-host Moni Jones. We are both columnists and social media guru for the Philadelphia Sunday Sun. You can find us on Facebook at the Philadelphia Sunday Sun, on Instagram and Twitter at the Philadelphia Sunday Sun. What we're giving you is the pre-show before the live show at 8 o'clock on BET, CBS, and a bunch of Viacom and a bunch of other stations for the first time. The winners that we're showing you on live right now are the ones that won before the live event tonight. Because of COVID and the restrictions that are happening in California, my fly outfit, and I mean my outfit, lie, honey. My fly outfit would not be seen on the red carpet in Los Angeles, but it's going to be seen backstage with me because we will be live. We can only stay on here with you until about 7 because we have to do press check-in backstage for the NAACP Image Awards. When they win their awards live, they come to the press room and we get to interview them. So we're going to have a whole lot more to share with you. I am super duper excited. So let's tell them who was another winner that won before tonight, Moni.
Okay. Oh man, I kind of want them to see the video, but let's just think hip hop meets acting meets this guy is still fine after all these years. So let's get into outstanding actor for a drama series, and who would that be?
And the winner for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series is Clifford Method Man Smith. Way to go, Method! Power Book 2 Ghost Stars.
First, I'd like to thank the NAACP for my very first acting nomination. Second, I want to thank all the fans and people who voted for my performance as the enigmatic Attorney Davis McLean. Also, before I go any further, got to thank my family for always supporting me, my manager, Shauna Garr, my agents at CAA, my lawyer, Amy Nicken. Thank you to 50 Cent, Courtney Kemp, Anthony Hemingway, Mark Canton, Shauna Stein, and Bart. Just for the opportunity to work alongside a great cast of actors and producers, writers, the whole crew, man. You know, it's too many of y'all to name. But finally, I'd like to thank Lionsgate and Stars for supporting Ghost and the whole Power franchise. This is my very first acting award, and I'm gonna cherish this one. Thank you.
Okay, can we talk about Method Man?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let's talk about Method Man. I forgot the dude was a rapper, right?
Yeah.
His performance in Power. For those of you who don't know what Power is, I'm going to suggest you find Stars and go look up Power and watch it. This is Power Goes 2. And so he is a lawyer in this particular series. And oh my gosh, I forgot he was he's doing really well. One of the questions we wanted to ask him was this: how did you transition from rapping to acting? And he said he always knew that he wanted to be an actor. He loved the acting lessons, and that acting is so much harder because he has to learn his lines.
Yep.
But the brother is really good. He's
Yes.
really good.
He's really good. And I always say rappers sometimes make the best, emphasis on sometimes, make the best actors because, long after they have left the thug life, live in a beautiful mansion, they still talking about thug life. And it's like, come on now. You don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But, it's just a natural progression.
But wait, so Ice-T, who else became an actor? So Ice-T
LL Cool J.
actor. Who? LL Cool J. Who else?
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Wow.
Yeah.
Ja Rule became an actor, right?
I guess.
I think he's done some acting, yes. And 50 Cent.
Yeah,
and 50 Cent. Who has turned this thing. The writer of Power said 50 Cent told her, like, what are you going to do? She was still working a job and doing all of this, right? And the series was taking off. And he said to her, if you're going to jump, right? Jump out of the net. Stop trying to figure out and work the one job over here and then come and do this over here. And she jumped and look at the franchise because it's having spinoffs, right? So that's pretty good.
Yeah. And we can't forget about Latifah, Queen Latifah.
Yes.
He did it good from hip hop to acting.
Agreed.
She did it very, very good.
Yeah, and so the moral of this story is don't box yourself into one thing. These are all rappers who turned into major megastars with movies, and they're getting awards. Method Man just said this is his first acting award, and so he's going to hold on to it. I don't blame him. Rock on, my brother. Rock on. Come on, what we got next?
Absolutely. And Queen Latifah's a singer, too. She's a jazz singer.
Yeah.
She's a jazz album out, and it's a very good album. Oh, yeah.
All
So
right,
we love her. We love her. Okay, so moving right along. Let's talk sports. Who's your favorite NBA player?
Steph Curry. Who's yours? And you know why I like Steph? I like LeBron James, but Steph Curry to me is like the whole package. LeBron is closed off. Steph's got a wife who's always getting herself into all kinds of things in the social media. He's got little babies, and he seems to be more engaging with his audience. I could be wrong. So who won the award for sports?
I made that look because I'm just like, I think you're right. But Steph is also one of my favorites because I love the way he loves his wife.
Yes.
I love the way he loves his wife and his daughter. So, that's more important to me than the actual basketball stuff,
Absolutely.
So let's get into, and what I'm seeing in my notes, it actually is Steph Curry. But you've made an impact in sports when you have someone like Stacey Abrams.
Oh, wow.
Introducing you. And they made, in the NAACP Image Awards, feels that your contribution is so great that they actually give you a segment in this year's award. So
before we go to them, can we thank the NAACP, please? Because and Derek Johnson, the president, they put on a phenomenal show every year, recognizing that our values and our talents and the things we bring to the table aren't always given a recognition. And so you should see the looks on the stars' faces as they're coming down the red carpet. OMG, in all their splendor. So thank you to the NAACP, Derek Johnson, the people who put together the NAACP Image Awards every year. It is a task, and they did a phenomenal job in the face of COVID-19. Let's go. Take it away. Stacey Abrams, Steph Curry.
My name is Stacey Abrams, and I am honored to present one of this year's NAACP Jackie Robinson Sports Awards to my friend, athlete and trailblazer, Steph Curry. The Jackie Robinson Sports Award is presented to individuals in sports for their high achievement in athletics and their contributions to youth. Past honorees are some of America's most respected, talented, and influential athletes, including LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Wilma Rudolph, and Sugar Ray Robinson. Joining the esteemed list of individuals who have taken their superpowers beyond the playing field is an athlete who sprang into action for America's youth when the world was struck with the uncertainty presented during the pandemic. Through their Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, he and wife Aisha Curry provided food to 18,000 children who depended on the school meal program in the wake of Oakland area schools having to close. And to date, Eat, Learn, Play has helped distribute over 15 million meals. Recognizing his influence with 44 million combined followers on social media, Steph used his platform to educate Gen Z on COVID-19 and the conversation with Dr. Fauci. He also launched a video series called State of Inspiration to inform you through discussion with various experts in areas that are affecting our nation today, in which I was a guest. Prior to that, Steph pursued the call to service with his efforts such as Nothing But Nets, by raising awareness and support in the fight against malaria, which is taking the lives of our children in Africa. And he most recently launched Curry Brand, a purpose-driven legacy brand powered by Under Armour, whose mission is to create opportunities and increase access for youth sports across the country. Here is Steph Curry.
Golden State Warriors superstar Stephen Curry is arguably the greatest shooter in NBA history and destined for the Hall of Fame. And if sports philanthropy had a Hall of Fame, he would be there too. Growing up, Stephen's parents instilled in him the importance of giving back and supporting your community. So even with the demands of being a student athlete at Davidson College, young Stephen found the time to volunteer as a tutor and read to the kids at the Ada Jenkins Center, located near the campus. Curry's philanthropic efforts began early in his professional basketball career. His partnership with Nothing But Nets has raised thousands to purchase the mosquito nets so vital in preventing malaria in places like Tanzania. His work with Nothing But Nets was recognized by President Obama. And when Hurricane Harvey devastated Texas, Curry donated over $100,000 to relief efforts. Stephen's passion for golf is renowned, as was his gift to fund Howard University's men's and women's golf teams for 8 years.
It's a pretty exciting day.
One of the most generous gifts in the school's history. Recently, Stephen and his wife Issa started the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation in their adoptive home of Oakland. Their goal is to address childhood hunger and the education gap while providing safe spaces for play, like the Bushrod Recreation Center.
Thank you guys for coming out today. This is an amazing opportunity to unveil the new education center here at Bushrod.
As COVID-19 emerged and schools closed, some kids in the Oakland Unified School District were affected much more than others, because for many, school was also where they received 2 to 3 meals a day. So the Currys, through their foundation, stepped in to help feed over 24,000 students and their families weekly. The foundation has partnered to serve almost 15 million meals. In 2020, he collaborated with Under Armour to launch Curry Brand, a purpose-led performance brand with a mission to ensure every young person has equitable access to sport. Stephen Curry hopes to continue expanding and amplifying his efforts to provide opportunity and empower the next generation.
I'm going for the win and I'm bringing it home. I take a look around and see that I'm not alone. Everyone around me yelling, let's go, let's go. Everyone around me yelling, let's go.
This year's honoree is known for his impressive resume as a 2-time MVP, 3-time NBA champion, 7-time NBA All-Star, and one of the greatest shooters of all time. But tonight, we celebrate him for his commitment to the needs of the community and his dedication to the well-being of future generations.
Okay, I think we're going into replay there.
Wow, that was so good.
It was beautiful.
And that's why we like him so much, because he isn't what we would consider just a basketball player, right? He's
right.
taking his money and his heart to become one of the greatest philanthropists in recent memory. We know that LeBron James started his own school. You're seeing Stephen Curry, though, who has been moving back and forth. And they are an example, both him and LeBron, around not just making the money and being superstars, but giving back to your community. 15 million meals? 15 million meals? They were serving 24,000 meals a week to students in the Unified School District. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Do you think that more NBA players should be doing what Steph Curry is doing?
I do, because I believe with this comes with great responsibility, right? You're given all of this. There is a level of great responsibility that comes with it. And this is why I've said to people all the time, when you are stepping into the spotlight, you don't become someone different. You are who you are. So if your core values are in place, I would love to meet Stephen Curry's parents. I would. Someone instilled that in him from a very young age. And when he blew up and became a mega superstar, he married a down-to-earth sister. Pay attention. to that. He married a real sister who was looking at him like, now what you not gonna do today? And so he did what he was supposed to do, and they have a great marriage. And even though things don't always, because when you're in the public eye, all kinds of crazy things can happen, right? So they've done remarkably well, and they've also weathered the storm of people criticizing them, As Black folks, I'm like, we got to be better about not criticizing each other, especially when we're doing the work. Congratulations, Steph Curry. You are really a giant in philanthropy.
Yes. So, it's funny. We were just talking about Timberland and Swiss Beats. So, they won something really nice.
They did.
They did. And do you want to see what it is?
Yes, we do. Let's go.
Let's go.
And the winner for Outstanding Variety Show Series or Special is Versus Apple TV.
Wow, the NAACP Image Award. Tim, this is how they feeling?
Wow, can you believe it? Like, we just started Versus, started from the house, from the car to this. I'm completely floored.
Man, and we want to thank all of the artists that participated in Versus and all of the fans that watch Versus. We couldn't have done this without you guys. We love y'all. By the artists, for the artists, with the people.
We just getting started.
So I gotta tell you a funny story about Versus. I'm in bed by 8 o'clock. I'm old. I'm in bed. Mobile gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get a call from one of my sisters in Jamaica, and she said, Versus is about to put on Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. I said, word? That was in April, right after we went into the pandemic. Yes. Every Jamaican from this side of the hemisphere to that side of the hemisphere, we all turned off the lights in our bedrooms. We were standing on our beds dancing and jamming. Do you hear me? The police came to Jamaica while they were doing their Versus because, it was in the height of COVID. And he tried to shut it down. And Beanie Man said, there's millions of people watching. You want to be that guy? You want to be that guy that shut us down. And so the policeman walked away, and it was amazing. That's how I started watching Versus. And I think it was a good thing for us between D-Nice. I don't know if D-Nice was nominated for anything because he was the one that started playing all this music for us because we were so bored. Weren't you bored when the pandemic first started?
You know what? I was in think mode. Thinking so much I didn't have time to be bored initially. Yeah, because we had never experienced anything like that. So it's like, okay, where is this going to go? It was like weird because you really couldn't plan because every day was just something else, literally. It was like,
Right, but don't you think if we paid attention, Monica, because we saw this coming, right? We just kept thinking, it's in China. It's not coming this way, right? But out of this pandemic was born Versus. Out of this pandemic was born people like Steph Curry, who was, given so much money. Out of this pandemic, we realized people like D-Nice, who was just a DJ, has now become someone who was worldwide famous, right?
Absolutely. It brought out the best in the pandemic.
Yes.
It brought out the best in humanity. It did. I know we always see stories about other things, but it truly did bring out the best in humanity. And you know what, Versus, to me, the best one of all time was Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle.
Child.
That was
wig off and throw it off to the side. Patti can sing. Have you ever seen Patti in concert?
Yes, I'm a huge Patti LaBelle fan. Like back in the day when she would perform in Atlantic City, and then 2 weeks later or a month later she would perform at the Marriott Theater, I would go to both concerts.
Yeah, so she's
I'm a huge fan. Her voice gets better with time.
Yes, it does. It's that macaroni and cheese girl. It's the macaroni and cheese and the color.
But I have her cookbook and everything. My biggest dream, so hopefully she'll hear this, is that I would like to be invited to her house for dinner. Everyone I've been there, and they're like, I'm like, yo, you gotta invite me.
All right, Patti, you heard it. Moni would like to have you. Moni would like to come to your house and eat your collard greens and your mac and cheese and your patty pie. All right, man. All right, who do we have next?
Okay, none other than Swizz and Timberland, kind of like speaking. Oh no, we already did that. I'm sorry, we already did that.
We did that.
But speaking of music, who do you think is the hottest girl duo group right now?
Okay, I'm old, so it could be anybody. Like I heard about some Megan Thee Stallion, never heard of her. Nicki Minaj, I finally got hip to her. Then it was somebody else. Cardi, I don't know. I can't even guess. So tell me.
Beyonce's proteges.
Beyonce has proteges?
Yes, she does, Mother. Yes, she does. And we're going to get into a conversation about that. But first, let's see how the NAACP Image Awards have honored these two great women.
And the winner for Outstanding Duo, Group, or Collaboration Traditional is Chloe and Halle. Wonder What She Thinks of Me, Columbia Records, Parkwood.
We are blown away. Thank you so much, NAACP, for seeing us. Thank you. Nothing comes without hard work, and I'm so happy that Sis and I have been able to take this journey together. I'm so proud of you, Chloe, and I love you. It's our job as this generation to lift up and encourage each other to keep fighting and keep making our voices heard.
Thank you to all of our fans who made it possible for these two young women from Atlanta, Georgia to live a reality that for so long only existed in our dreams and on our vision board. Thank you for rocking with us during every performance on that tennis court. We love you, and this is only the beginning. Mwah!
Okay, so I never heard of Chloe and Halle, so you're going to have to take me there. Who are they? And become Beyonce's proteges.
They're Beyonce's proteges, and what I like about them is that I can see Beyonce's strategy with them is kind of letting the buzz about them grow on its own instead of it being about these are my proteges and you know, always constantly linking them with her name. And I think it's good because they've now developed a huge fan base. And when you have time, look up some of their videos. They're extremely talented. They actually play instruments as well.
Really? Like Prince?
Yes, they're twins and they play instruments. And ironically, you know what's really funny? They actually sound like Beyonce when they sing, and that's probably Beyonce picked them. Yes. So, you know, they're doing their thing, and I love the way that they look. I love the hair. You know, it was just a breath of fresh air when they came on the scene because you know we don't see it that often. So I think Beyonce picked well.
Yeah. How old are they? Do you know?
I don't know, but they're very, very young, in their early 20s.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say teenagers. You said they're very early 20s. Okay.
Yeah, very early 20s, yeah. So, you know.
All right. All right. So who do we have next? So if you're just joining us, I am Andrea Lawful Sanders. This is Moni Jones. We are both hosts on the Philadelphia Sunday Sun Live each week. And today we are doing the pre-show before the live airing of the 52nd annual NAACP Image Awards. Please follow the Sunday Sun on Facebook at the Philadelphia Sunday Sun and on Instagram and Twitter at PhilaSun. And we now have a brand new YouTube page. So we're growing, y'all. We're getting it together and doing what we need to do. Thank you to the Philadelphia Sunday Sun team and staff, Catherine Hicks, and we appreciate you for allowing us to do this. And I got to tell you, before we move on to the next guest, it's because of Catherine Hicks while we're getting ready to do this, right? That we get backstage press passes. We got to do it last year. We went out to California, got to meet all the stars. And when they thought about who was going to be a part of the press this year, because even with COVID-19, even though we could not go out to California, it was a chore. You couldn't just ask for a press pass and get it. You had to prove that you deserve that press pass, right? And so Catherine sent out all the stuff that we did last year, and they were like, yep, we remember them. So here's a message for you. When you get an opportunity, don't blow it. Don't suck salt and get aggravated. It's a ton of work. It means you're going to be standing on your feet for 10, 11, 12 hours at a time. But if you love what you do, it will not feel like work. And so that's why we're sitting here today. We have 15 minutes before we have to go because we have to do our press check-in. Yes, honey, we got our press check-in. Here's my NAACP, if I can, without knocking anything down. I can't put on my NAACP Image Award press pass. Hey, Kathy, can you have them send us some NAACP Image Award press passes for 2021, please? We need to have it so that we can show the people that we were actually doing this. We have to get off in about 15 minutes so that we can log in to the press nationally so that we can watch the show live and interview the stars live. That's how serious this is. That's why we so
absolutely. And Andrea, I'm glad you brought this up because people think, oh, it's virtual, it's easy. No, this was a lot of work. You know,
and it is not easy at all because we have to navigate. There's lots of people from the press from around the world who wants to be a part of this. And when we get into the press room, we get to ask a question. They choose us. They choose our paper. We go on live with the star and we interview the star. So we have to be ready. We have to be ready. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. So don't look and think, oh, well, I can do that with my eyes closed. No, ma'am. No, sir. We've put a ton of work into this so far with so much more to come. But what's up next before we have to get off of here?
Who's your favorite jazz artist?
Miles Davis. He dead.
Yeah. Well, there's that conversation. But something we don't hear about a lot in the mainstream is jazz music. And the NAACP this year also honored jazz musicians with the Outstanding Jazz Album of the Year, which is beautiful because it's very rare nowadays that we see Black artists getting nominated for jazz. You know, jazz got a lot of stuff going on. But jazz is actually an art form that began in the Black community.
All right.
So, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see right now who took home the award for Outstanding Jazz Album.
And the winner for Outstanding Jazz Album Vocal is Holy Room, live at Alto Umper, Somi, Salon Africana. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. What an honor in this extraordinary time of immeasurable suffering, when Black storytelling is vital to the integrity of this planet and our way forward. I'm so grateful to God, to my parents, to the ancestors, to all those who have supported my music and journey in small and large ways. Thank you to my collaborators on this album, John Beasley, the Frankfurt Radio Big Band, Hervé Sam, Toru Dodo, and thank you to this team at Salon Africana, Chris and Zumiro. Thank you so much, especially to the NAACP for this incredible honor. I'm so, so grateful and humbled, and I send each of you love. Thank you.
Okay, but don't you want Somi's hair, though? Did you see that hair?
Yeah.
Did you see that crown of her head?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So now I'm going to have to look her up and see who she is and start listening to her music.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one thing I love about the NAACP Image Awards is that you don't have to be a mainstream star or artist for them to highlight you and give you the credit and the recognition that you deserve. So, that is just amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
And I'm happy for her. And the NAACP has put us on to something new. So we are going to keep supporting that young woman. And she reminded me of you because you guys have the same colors.
Yes.
And all that fun stuff. So let's talk about the NAACP Awards tonight. Anthony Anderson is hosting.
Okay.
Okay. Eddie Murphy is going to be in the building. And there's no better person to receive an honor tonight than Eddie Murphy. He never lost it. You know how some people have a height of a career and then they kind of lose it. He never lost it.
Yes.
He never lost it. And speaking of legendary, legendary actress, who comes to mind? We have a lot of them.
Angela Bassett, Viola Davis. There's so many of them. But those two stick out for me, Viola Davis and Angela Bassett.
Okay. And you know what? When we talk about the legends and the greats, we also have to talk about Phylicia Rashad.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And the NAACP Image Awards have recognized her this year as she is truly deserving of being recognized for Outstanding Supporting Actress. So let's hear from the NAACP on why they nominated this beautiful actress.
And the winner for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture is Phylicia Rashad, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey, Netflix.
Thank you, NAACP Image Awards, for this recognition of work that I am privileged to do. I did not achieve this by myself. I thank David Talbot, who wrote and directed Jingle Jangle, and his beautiful wife, Lynn Sisson Talbot, who produced it. That amazing team of designers, artisans, craftsmen who made this film such a beautiful experience. The cast, the crew, and Netflix for bringing this marvelous work to the entire world. And finally, I thank each of you for receiving it.
Wow, she sounded so chill.
Yeah.
I want to thank you.
I know. I want that peace and serenity.
Oh my gosh, she was so chill. I didn't know what to do with myself.
I know.
She's getting on in age, and she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and has given us a great body of work. I completely forgot all that she's done. And yes, she was in Jingle Jangle, something I watched and completely enjoyed. Speaking of Jingle Jangle, though, and the amount of awards that are coming from Netflix, who would have ever thought that Netflix would have been the place, right? They were smart enough. Someone said, you know what? There's a lot of talent out here that the mainstream people in LA have been ignoring. Let's put a platform together and start showcasing some of this work. People who we would have not otherwise heard of, Netflix has taken on, and they've become gazillionaires, right? Again, if you're passionate about something, follow it and move forward. Don't sleep on it and say, well, it will never work. Keep working. Someone will discover you like they discovered Issa Rae.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, 2020, well, actually the past 4 years, well, actually a little bit longer than that, has also been about activism. And the Black experience of being Black is beautiful, but also we still have some challenges that we're trying to overcome, some experiences that have challenged our humanity. And the NAACP Image Awards this year has decided to honor someone who put the spotlight on one of the most impactful tragedies that has happened in the past year. And so, I'm just going to let the tape roll, and it speaks for itself. So kudos to the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding News Information.
And the winner for Outstanding News Information Series or Special is the New York Times presents The Killing of Breonna Taylor, FX.
Thank you so much for this award. Thank you to the NAACP Image Awards Committee. It was a true honor to be able to make this film and tell Breonna's story. And thank you to my amazing producers at the New York Times and at Left Right. And her story continues to unfold. And I hope, and so many of us hope that she will get the justice she deserves.
Yeah. Speaking of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd killing, the Trayvon Martin, we've just experienced so much over the last few years. And I am glad that this young lady won the award for the telling of the Breonna Taylor story. And let me tell you why. We need more emphasis and better reporting on our lives, right? And so that's why places like the Philadelphia Sunday Sun mean so much to those of us who are in the community, because we get our stories told to us raw, unfiltered, so that we feel heard and seen and appreciated. And so it behooves us to continue to report on these kinds of stories. Like I interviewed, in fact, the article that I wrote this week was about a family whose son was murdered, 15-year-old son was murdered in Philadelphia. And, the unimaginable grief and the way they felt like they were not seen and not heard. Right. And so thank you, the New York Times and Yoruba, the person that put that together, for getting the NAACP Image Awards, because our stories need to be told. And they need to be told authentically, and they need to be told without bias. Right. Absolutely. And so that was good. That was good. Yes.
Absolutely. And I agree with you wholeheartedly on that.
Yeah. We have time for one more before we have to get off.
One more. And I just want to also encourage folks, for news that you might not necessarily see in the mainstream, visit our website at philasun.com and follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Philadelphia Sunday Sun, and on Twitter at Philasun News. And if you would like to follow myself, Moni Jones, and our co-host Andrea Lawful Saunders, our Instagram handles are scrolling right at the bottom, okay? So if you missed this broadcast, no problem. All the information is there. Power.
Ghost.
Drama series.
Cha.
Yes. When we had a chance to talk with 50 Cent last week during our press round, He said something very interesting. You know how sometimes folks always say, oh, it's always about drugs and, the way we're portrayed in the media. But he said something that was pretty profound, and I never thought about it that way. That's why there's so much value in award shows like the NAACP, because you get to hear why the artists did what they did.
Absolutely.
So 50 said that he wanted to portray Black drug dealers in a different light, because when we think of Italian drug dealers and organized crime, we call it organized crime, like we glamorize it. And, but when we think of Black organized crime, we don't call it organized crime. They're just thugs, or or they're criminals. And I never realized that there's a difference between the way we portray Italian organized crime and Black organized crime. So so he said he always wanted to show it in a different light. Not that being in organized crime is anything positive, but if you're going to portray it and tell the story, you gotta tell the story. You gotta tell the truth. Okay, so let's see who we have for Outstanding Drama Series.
And the winner for Outstanding Drama Series is Power Book 2, Ghost, Score. Yes! Way to go, Power Book!
Thank you to the NAACP and the Image Awards voting committee. We are so excited to accept this award on behalf of our incredible cast, led by Michael Rainey Jr., Naturi Naughton, Mary J. Blige, and Method Man, and our amazing crew, who worked so hard to bring you guys the end of this season, the last 2 episodes, during a pandemic. We're back on set now, shooting season 2, and we are incredibly grateful to the fans who took the leap of faith with us and decided to continue to enjoy the story of one young Tariq St. Patrick. We hope that the rest of the Power universe, as it unfolds, will continue to be an exciting journey for all of you. I want to thank Stars, Lionsgate, and our producing partners at G-Unit, End of Episode, and Atmosphere Entertainment. I'd like to close just by saying how wonderful it is to celebrate the achievements of people of color. We matter more than ever. Our creativity counts, and we must stay strong.
What's up? I'd like to thank the NAACP for recognizing the work of the cast and crew of Ghost, Michael Rainey, Mary J. Blige, Clifford Smith, better known as METHOD, man. We're excited that the fans are still continuing to support the Power universe. I'm thankful for my partners over at Stars, Jeff Hirsch, John Feldheim over at Lionsgate. On behalf of G-Unit Film and Television, in the episode and atmosphere, thank you. When it comes to diversity, the NAACP is all that matters.
Come on. All right. So listen, that was good, Moni. That was absolutely good. So listen, we have 2 minutes left. And so in those 2 minutes, before we have to go and get our press passes to get into the live broadcast, we just want to say thank you to all of you. I'm sure we will see the fashions. Marvel will be back to give you the Marvel Rare View reviews. And so hopefully we'll see some amazing fashions for tonight so we can talk about it in the morning. We will interview the stars live backstage and we'll let you know what's going on. But on behalf of the Philadelphia Sunday Sun, I am Andrea Lawful Sanders.
And I am Moni Jones.
All right. We will see you on the other side. Make sure you watch it live on BET, CBS, Viacom. The 52nd annual NAACP Image Awards will be live in exactly 1 hour. We will see you there. Goodbye.